Welcome to the Crossley Podcast. We got your host Logan. We got Adam Benson. We got Kingston Scott, and we got Harrison Giles.
No.
The first question on our podcast is what shapes our identity? Harrison, you can lead for it.
So what I think shapes our identity is I think the people around us really help inspire what we think and see, like how we perceive things around us and how we act and just the way that we do life in general.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
Another thing that you can add to is religion and ethnicity and stuff. So like say that you're like Christian or Muslim or whatever, that also plays a big toll. Same as what you were saying with personal experiences and stuff, like going throughout your life, it can always change.
Yeah, I really like that.
Kingston, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I really like that, statement and basically idea of your identity, it really plays a big part in your life and how you do things.
Adam, how about you?
I agree with what everybody with what everybody else has been saying. I think like who you hang around with plays a big role in your identity. I mean, like I act similar to a lot of my friends, and I feel like you're basically who your friends are.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Can you not?
Give me some string and I will. Okay. What does social media influence on how we present ourselves?
You want me to start?
Sure. We'll just go on the same way.
Many things that we see online, like some people want to be like the people we see online, like the icons, and they influence how we dress or act. Like if you really like
Mia Khalifa.
Like if there's a celebrity that you really like, you might dress like them or act like them. Yeah, it's like influences. It's almost like the people in your lives that influence you, but online.
Yeah, and another thing to add is like image control too, with like using Photoshop and filters, right? People try to present themselves as somebody that they aren't.
Yeah.
And changing it and having that part in online and stuff, having that tool to just change who you are kind of intercepts your reality, because then you'll look at yourself. Intercepts. I have to be smart. This is an English project. But then also, like, if you look at yourself in the mirror, you'll think that you're just not enough, and then it takes a hold on yourself.
Yeah. I think like certain posts that people make and posts that you like can like really shape how other people see you and your identity in general. Like if I'm liking things and you see that, you can say, oh, well, he must be interested in this if he's like liking that sort of post. Or if you see me posting, if you see things that I post, you might think I have like certain interests in some things.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, that's right. I think so.
I don't really have much to add. You guys made some really great, takes and deep, just interest in us.
Shut up!
Adam, bro. Okay, well, so this is social media, right? Social media plays a big aspect in people's life, It's in the recent years, people have been addicted to it a lot, and things like that can really affect people's mental state, their lives, and things of that nature. So I think social media...
That plays in a role of Adam Gooning all the time. It's a body blue. Brecky Hill.
I think social media can really change... I think social media can really change an individual's perception of things. And, for example, in the dating world, dating pool... with height inflation, looks inflation,
inflation.
When you see the top percent...
Hoe inflation.
It's actually inflation, really. But when you see the top percent, the top 0.1, top 1%, it really, damages your perception of the lower percentages of people, If it's not a common thing to see.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at him?
Yeah, no,
You're the bottom 3%.
No, but yeah, no, that makes a good point. Yeah, no, like if you take somebody like Adam and stuff as red tomato face, right? You think, oh, he's ugly. But
He's
then
the
if you
top
think
1%.
of a Mauger like Kingston Scott, the Kingston Scott, or Harrison Douglas or Gill,
You're
sorry.
the top 0.1%.
The top dogs, and then you have Adam, right? Like it's a thing of perspective.
Yeah.
But if you really look on their inside and their identity and stuff, Adam, I'm sure, is a stupid, horrible guy. But if you look at us, right, you think of us like, oh, wow, they're so beautiful. But on top of that, their identity is just mwah. It's just a spice on top, you know? But again, Adam is beautiful, too.
Just in his own way.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah, I mean, his identity is that he can turn into a tomato at any time he wants. But
That's a pretty special identity, honestly.
Yeah.
You have anything out of that, Adam?
Yeah.
Don't care.
You see, me personally, I'll never hold that, you know? Because your identity, you know, it's really getting questioned in this podcast, you know?
Yeah, I don't think that I should be targeted for this.
I definitely think you should be. You know, I think you're a great example of what your identity should not be. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you should just make it.
You dab. No, well,
Put the
I don't
microphone
know.
between
You might be right, but you also might
Yeah,
be
I think
wrong.
I am right, so.
Well, I think you're
Just
not.
got out-debated. Oh, why do you think I'm wrong?
Well, because you look like those cartoon bunnies.
Ha! 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 I really think that was disrespectful, and you're questioning my identity.
You were questioning my identity.
There's nothing in question about your identity. You're the bottom 3%
Of what?
identities. Oh!
We're ranking them?
Yeah, but
I think this podcast.
No, we still gotta go.
Yeah, I know.
We only have.
I know.
We only have 10 minutes.
I think we should bring this back to a personality podcast.
Right.
I think we should circle back to what shapes our identity.
Go home, bro. Go home.
So what you were saying, Logan, before is like personalities are different from how we perceive people with our eyeballs.
Hold on, I gotta get a chair.
Things in the nature of not judging people by their cover.
Yeah, like Adam's a tomato.
Oh, stop.
He's not a good guy.
Oh, this is a nice chair.
Yo, he's... Nah.
It's not fair.
He has a girlfriend.
You do? Oh yeah.
Somehow.
The Rizzler.
Somehow. Yeah, what happened to you and Abby?
Oh.
Cut that out, cut that out, cut that out. Wait, I think I seen Adam's phone in here.
No.
Adam.
No, but this is good for the podcast.
Bro, you look like the coffee maker.
No, you are kind of like the show.
Hey, go look like the coffee maker.
Adam, is the time you? Is that you?
Adam. Yo, come on, man. Why is it throwing you here? Wait, Adam.
I'm
There's
not.
4?
I'm not.
Sorry. Adam. There's 5? Sorry. Adam.
Wait, does this say red ball?
Wait.
It says
Adam,
Res
do the
ball.
curtains match the drapes?
Airball. But I think, you know, personalities like play like a big part of people's lives, you know. Like when you really think about it, right? Everything you do is like based on your personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like how people perceive you, you know. I mean, there's also a big part of it. Your looks will also determine how some people see your personality. If you're an attractive person, but you're weird, people will think of you as quirky or like different. But if you're like a less attractive person, you're weird, people will think of you like a weirdo, a loser, things of that nature. So I think looks play a big aspect how people perceive personality as well.
Especially for the people that aren't like trying to get to know you, and they just look at you once and they say, "Oh yeah, that person must be like cool or popular because they look good," or something like that. Or it's like somebody that like looks not as good, or like let be perceived that like they don't have like lots of friends and they don't fit in very well.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, like you might see someone they could be like really popular, and you'd think that they might not be good enough to like be your friend, or like even like dating them or something, like having a relationship with them. but once you get to know them, they could be a whole different person, that you never knew about.
Well, I feel like popular people, if I'm being honest, they're not really friends with each other. Like, if you really get to know them, you kind of figure out that, like, they all kind of hate each other, and they're not friends.
It's
like,
mostly just, like, kind of wanting the spotlight at the same way. Like, you want to hang out with the people that are more popular so then you can get more popular. But it's not really, like, a social connection.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you're not really being true to yourself. You're just being with the people who, like, the people around you perceive you would be with, like those type of people.
Yeah, so, like, if those people are popular and you're with them, then you must be popular, too.
Yeah.
What makes you feel like yourself?
Oh, that's a really good question, man. You know?
What really shapes your identity?
Can we rotate the opposite way this time?
I'll start.
Okay.
So, wait, what's the question again?
What shapes your identity and makes you feel like yourself? Like, what's your personal goals and, like, what makes you you?
So, I think...
Somebody no. Really short.
I think identity is like a really subjective thing, you know? There's many different possibilities and ideas of yourself, you know? When you really think about it, you know? I guess that's what you know. But your identity is really down to how you think of yourself, you know? Identity is based off your individuality and how you shape yourself as a person and how your own ideas dictate your life and your own ideas.
Do you want to share like some personal factors of your identity?
Well, for my identity personally, let's think here. Well, I think one of the biggest things I enjoy is, you know, going to the gym, you know. It helps me stay fit. Adam, why are you laughing? We know for a fact you're not going to the gym. We know for a fact. I'm playing. But, you know, you know, going to the gym helps you stay fit, you know, helps me get stronger, you know, helps your mental state, you know.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Yeah, things of that nature.
Yeah. Some things about my identity, you know, I love doing sports. I'm very sportsy. I love music. I love art. It makes me feel very, like, smart in a way, you know, like, especially with curing my boredom and stuff. Like, music also helps you go through things, you know, it helps you cope through things, especially for me, too. Like, listening to the right song at the right time always helps me. But, yeah, I know that's good for you, too, right, Harrison?
Yeah.
Music.
Like, music is, like, a really big thing in my life. Like, I love listening to music when I'm bored. Or if I'm in, like, a bad mood, I, play the guitar. Like, playing music is a good way to, like... It's a good way to switch out of... It's a good way to tone out all the bad feelings in your life. And also, like Kingston said, like, working out... Like, when I'm, like, it's a really good way to motivate yourself and to, like, gain a better mentality of your life. And, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think, like, going outside, like, just for some fresh air or just doing, like, an activity outside, like biking or playing like a game. Why would you lock the door?
It's not my... Does she know about the DORE?
The what?
The door. Okay.
Don't eat the Among Us potion at 3 a.m. or else Adam will touch your ball sack.
Why is she looking at me?
Alright, so like going outside just to clear your mind is a really good thing. Showering's good too. Listening to music, big thing for me. Like, my mood can be determined by, like, the music that I listen to. And, like, the songs that I play on my guitar. I find it calming. Like, if I'm in, like, a bad mood or I'm really stressed out, just to play for, like, 15 minutes just calms me right down. And allows me to think better.
Yeah. Can I see your phone?
Yeah.
All right, let's go through a situation now. Another thing is for online identity and stuff that goes into like being chronically online and having an online presence and stuff, especially being like brain rotted, as the kids say these days, can also play a toll into your identity too, especially in your personality and stuff. About saying, yo, Gert, every like 2 seconds in an English class, and Mr. Burns' class being the most annoying person. Saying 6'7".
You said that too.
No, but like Christian, bro. I swear. But yeah, no, like it can really affect you in a way, especially having these humorous jokes saying like, take shower, but then people taking it seriously and stuff, going like, I don't want to take a shower, and like
That's the next, bro.
and like yeah, just the online presence can really shape it. Also, say that you're following a streamer, say Kai Cenat, right? Yeah. When you follow somebody for a long period of time, you also reflect on their behaviorisms. So like saying like, oh yeah, Kai Cenat does this thing, so I'm gonna go do it too. But it's like saying like, oh yeah, what was that one guy? King Von killed a bunch of people, so I'm gonna go out and kill a bunch of people too. Like that's not really what's it called? Like it's like saying, oh yeah, if your friend were to go jump off a bridge, why would you?
Yo, every parent says that. Oh.
Yeah.
Your identity, like if like looking up to people, if you're constantly watching somebody or being with people like your parents, your friends, or like seeing somebody on social media, YouTube, anything like that, you start to like look up to them and start to act like how they do and say like things that they might say, and that also shapes your identity. Like the things that you like can be the things that they like too, because you're like around them so much, and that can be good and it can also be bad at the same time. Yeah.
Another thing that like social media impacts on how we see people is like our standards. It changes like how like what we will allow in our lives. Like if we see something that we really like, it might like lower what the real life opportunities give you. And like yeah, like how like even like with like all the little kids online. So say a little kid sees like a girl, like a girl from the Bop House on like Instagram or TikTok, and they're like, oh yeah, she's really pretty, and then some girl the next day comes up to him and asks like to go on a date. He's like, no, because she's like not meeting his standards, which have been risen from social media. And she could have had like a really good personality, and she could have been like very similar to how he might act and what he likes, like same interests and all that, and he just wasted it.
Like they could have connected well.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to get to know her.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I think social media is definitely like damaged. Like it goes back to the upper percentage of people being like the standard now from social media, and how the lower percentage or like the average people are seen as like less than average now, which is a problem with social media, and it goes back to the perception and things of that nature, you know. But yeah, I think social media is definitely playing a big part in people's self-identity, and how its effects can definitely change people, just like how everything else in your life can affect you, like your parents, your friends, everything you associate yourself with. It all like affects you. It all changes your identity and how you see yourself and how you act around other people.
I also think there's like a big problem with I just put it with like the access that kids like younger now have to social media and like electronics and stuff like that. Like when I was their age, I didn't have any of that, and I don't know, I was just living in the moment. But I feel like when I was in elementary school, I saw all like the kids, and they're all saying the things that they hear on social media, and of course it's annoying for me, but they think it's cool and stuff. But there's no I don't know, there's not really any personality in that. It's not really them being themselves. It's just them trying to be somebody else to act cool or whatever.
Yeah, no, going back to the social media thing, I feel like streamers and the social media that we have today versus the media that we had like 10 years ago, I'd say, it really changed throughout people's identities. What's it called? Like, back to what I was saying about how streamers and the media today are different than it was 10 years ago. Going back to how it was, people loved going outside, you know? But, like, people had different personalities and people didn't really follow what other people had, especially with gossip and, like, a bunch of internet beef now. Like, people don't really care what it was 10 years ago, but now it's everything everybody talks about. And what? And just saying, like, the media now, a bunch of people, like, have different perspectives or perceptions on life and stuff, and, like, point of views, and it just, I don't know where I'm going with this, and I'm just trying to talk so that the minutes go up, you know?
I agree with that statement, you know. I think a big part of that is when you, with the spread of social media in the recent years, the people
I might skibbity win. Okay.
You can't see this. Okay. The people who now create media and are showing themselves to a widespread audience are also the same people who watched certain media, which was like, essentially, people are copying each other and becoming copies of copies of copies of copies, and less of people's individuality is being shown in media nowadays. So I think that's a big problem. Anything to add to that, Harry?
I don't know. Adam, do you have anything to add to that?
No, not really.
Yeah, most of the things, like, even, like, the online dramas, they're, like, just doing that for attention and views and stuff.
Well, they wouldn't say it.
Like, most of the things people are doing nowadays are, like, for attention. So it's like they're copying one another just to be, like, the greatest of them all, of all the people, when it's, like, they're just becoming the same as other people.
I'd like to circle back to the dating thing that we were talking about a while ago and how social media has an effect on that. Yeah. Like the stuff you see in movies too, about like how people meet each other and then how like everything goes down is a lot different from than what you see in real life. And it's not good, because if you're somebody that is always on social media and is always watching movies and doesn't really have like any like experience like actually in real life doing it, you're gonna have different expectations and a different reality of what needs to happen and should happen than what's actually like gonna happen.
So relating this to Johnny Sins.
Yeah, I think Adam's point was really smart, you know. With the rise of social media and things like romance movies and things of that nature, it really gives people a higher expectation than what a reality. Because if you look at a movie, for example, like The Notebook, the main character, he makes a house for the girl after they only met like once. And that's not realistic expectation you can have for people around you. People have their own lives, their own problems, struggles, and you can't expect them to drop everything and make a house for you after you met them one time. That's not a realistic expectation. Anything else? Anyone have anything to add to that? Or,
Bye. Whatever this is.
I hope you guys enjoyed the second. I don't need to do an outro. Mr. Burton, I love you. What? Mwah. Please stay tuned for the third episode of the identity
Mr. Burton
thief thing. Goodbye. Mwah.